So, like, I go to pee, and I look and I'm like, oh, fuck, my dick's purple.
So welcome back to Game of Flavor. We think we found it. Let's go in. We found
This
him.
must be the real guy.
Oh, shit.
He's still listening
He's
to
still
his
listening to Slayer.
All right, let's do this.
It's raining blood.
Hello!
I am Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar. My daughter Ellen is a hostage. Unless you help Ellen, I won't tell you anything about Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Ellen is
very
being
classy.
held in the... She's not. She's a dirty, dirty slut. Ellen's being held in the basement of Building 1. Please help her. She got it from her father.
So now, head back to the room with the Arnolds. And this is where you fight them. And you're supposed to... Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It says that they can't do damage to you unless they touch you.
That's usually how it works.
Well, they could have guns.
This is an interesting way to say it. You would think that the guide would say, they don't have guns, don't worry.
Well, they can still punch you. Or just rub their bodies against you and damage you that way.
They can make Snake feel supremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, you like that? Your puny little
So-
body can't handle the discomfort.
I guess, should I explain why we were on hiatus, guys?
Oh, yeah. Tell the story of why we were out for 2 months.
Well,
Story time.
this lucky little fella had an adventure. So I guess I should start by saying hoverboards are a great use of your time, and you should definitely invest in one. It won't end in you being at the hospital at all, unless you're me. So we got hoverboards and we rode them around inside. We've got a pretty big living room with a lot of wide open space. So, we spent the better part of a day getting our bearings, riding around on the inside and being like, all right, this is I get it. I think I understand. And cut to 5 hours later, it's midnight.
It's
I'm
a midnight.
drunk. I'm drunk on margaritas and I got a belly full of fajitas, and I'm like, you know what we should do? We should go out riding our hoverboards. So we all load up and get on our hoverboards and go outside, and I am speeding down the asphalt like 3 blocks away from my house, drunk as hell on a hoverboard, just having a great time. And it was fantastic. It was super liberating. It was like, man, I feel alive.
This is what freedom's about.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I was wearing a full Spider-Man costume.
I didn't know this part of the story.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
either.
no.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, right before we left, Clayton comes and he's like, dude, hey, I got these Spider-Man costumes, and he's like holding them in his hand, and I'm like, oh, dude, what? He's got the Miles Morales and the Peter Parker Spider-Man costumes.
Nice.
So I'm like, hell yeah. He gets in full Miles Morales gear. I put on the Spider-Man costume, but I decided to rock the, have you guys seen Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, yeah.
So I decided to rock the, like...
You put on the Gwen Stacy.
No. I decided to rock the fucking Peter Parker out of shape look.
Nice.
So I had like basketball shorts on over my costume and like a jacket, and I tried to like poke my stomach out as much as possible and look like a drunk,
Yeah.
So
That sounds great.
also I had on like very expensive Nikes for like no reason. This sounds like a flex, but I promise it makes the story more colorful as we go along. I pull out my camera and start filming while I am riding on the hoverboard to demonstrate how awesome the hoverboard is.
Yeah.
And in the video, you hear a sudden beeping coming from the hoverboard that I'm on. And basically what that beeping is it means that
It's
I've
telling
exceeded,
you how
like,
awesome you are, right? Like you're having a lot of fun.
it's like, beep, Joe, get it, Sketch, beep, beep, you got it, bro. No, it's telling me that I've exceeded 15 miles an hour. And
you go back in time, what happens?
well, it's due to like, hey, slow down thing. And I guess like once it hits a certain speed, the little gyroscopes and accelerometers and stuff in there, they start having difficulty keeping track of what's going on, and it starts kind of wobbling on me a little bit, and I'm like, oh shit. And right as that happens, I'm about to correct it and save myself, and I hit a crack in the road.
Oh no.
And the hoverboard stopped right there, and I kept going.
And you were going like 15, 20 miles an hour?
15 plus. I don't know what, but I was going fast. So I come flying off the hoverboard and land. At first, I kind of put my hands down, but I started getting road rash on my hands like immediately. And that made me throw my hands up into the air, and the full weight of my body came down directly on my right hip. I was still recording this entire time. I've watched the video a couple of times since this happened, and it makes my stomach
traumatizing.
Oh, dude, it makes my stomach feel like empty, and like I feel like I'm dying when I watch the video, because like not long after I hit the ground, you know, my girlfriend and my friends are coming to surround me and like, hey, what's going on? You know, are you okay? Do we need to go to the hospital or whatever? And I just kept laying there. I was repeating, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs. Like, I 100% thought I was paralyzed. It was the most traumatizing experience probably in my entire life. And then they picked me up to put me into the car to take me to the hospital. And when they picked me up, I realized it was not only the most traumatizing experience of my entire life, but also the most painful one. Like, hands down, fucking far and away, the worst experience I've ever had. Cut to about 10 minutes later, I'm being wheeled into the emergency room here, wearing a full fucking Spider-Man costume. I've got on super nice, fancy as fuck Nikes, and I've got a blanket wrapped around my upper half, like I'm some sort of weird, like, dystopian babushka. I'm just like, hey, I need help. Like, help me, please. And of course,
I love the idea of like an old lady from Russia who was just, she wiped out on her fucking hoverboard and broke her hip.
they're of course looking at me like with the level of seriousness that I deserve based on what I'm wearing. And yeah, they did not treat me very well at all until my x-rays came back. Like literally they moved me around a whole lot, and they like at one point they're running me down the hallway in a wheelchair, and my foot fell and it jammed my broken leg further up into my body. Yeah, dude. And I'm just like screaming bloody murder in the hospital. Like everybody's looking at me like, what's wrong with Spider-Man?
How does being drunk affect this whole situation? Like, how long do you think that the fall sobered you up immediately?
I think I was a little bit in shock because based on my behavior, nobody thought that there's anything wrong with me. In fact, our friend Steven, he was like, dude, I mean, honestly, you were laying there and you were talking to me completely coherently, and you weren't like screaming out in pain or anything. So like, I just assumed that you had pinched a nerve or something. And then as soon as they picked me up, all of that shock, all of the drunk, anything that could have been sedative of any kind went away. And it was just like, oh my God, this is agony. But once they finally got... Well, yeah, once they finally got x-rays of my stuff done, literally, I didn't even see any of the other people that I dealt with. Like, they gave me a whole new team of people. I don't know if it was because of the severity of my situation or the other people were embarrassed that they fucked me up as bad as they did, or both. But this girl comes back and she's like, yeah, you've, like, snapped your femur, like, right below where it connects to your hip. This is pretty bad. Like, are you okay? And I was like, I mean...
No.
I have no idea, lady. You're the doctor. Like, what are you telling me?
You tell me.
But apparently I handled it very well. According to the professionals, at least, they were all like, wow, this is, you know, normally people, they have this happening, they're just like screaming in agony the entire time. And I was just sitting there like, this might as well happen, I guess. You know, like, it was a terrible thing, but I was very out of it, you know?
Yeah.
But for like a week, probably like 5 days, I was in the hospital, and everyone in the hospital called me Spider-Man. So that was pretty cool. And
You should have told him, like, oh yeah, the web snapped and fell 30 stories, so.
yeah. I leave the hospital and come home, and after a few days, I go to a totally separate facility. I walk into the facility, and they're like, hey, I'm doing my physical therapy there. And they're like, hey, you know, let's get you logged in for your physical therapy. And I'm been told by one of my colleagues that I'm supposed to refer to you as Spider-Man. And I was just like, excuse me? And they were like, yeah, there's a note here that says to call you Spider-Man. And I was just like, yeah, okay. Well, let me explain that, I guess. And then
This might as well happen.
Yeah, for the first like 3 weeks that I'm in physical therapy, everybody there refers to me as Spider-Man.
That's awesome.
I had to go back. Okay, and this might be a little, when you break something real close to your twig and berries, you know, your twig and berries will turn ripe, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't. Please elaborate.
I mean that
excruciating detail.
that my testicles and the shaft of my penis turned vibrant purple, like fucking one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater purple.
Like you ate a Wonka treat you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, like the fucking snozberries taste like snozberries.
Curse on you.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking terrifying. So like I go to pee and I look and I'm like, oh fuck, my dick's purple, and I start like freaking out, and we of course, you know, we jump into the car and go to the ER again, and I'm sitting in triage explaining to this nurse like, yeah, I broke my femur like fucking 5 days ago or whatever, and I my dick's purple, lady. I don't know what I'm supposed to say to you, but my dick's purple. Help me, please. And from the other room, like in the back office, I hear another nurse go, "Is that Spider-Man?" And she comes running in and she's like, "Hey, Spider-Man."
I hear your dick's not doing
I
great.
hear your dick's not doing good. But the woman who was checking me out, like, she was like, do you know him? Like, cause she wanted to make sure that like somebody I knew wasn't using this as an excuse to see my dick, you know? But now here we are, you know, almost 2 months after the fact, and I'm up and I'm able to walk around. I still walk kind of like a penguin. I'm not in the best condition as far as you remember like old PlayStation 1 games, the walk cycle that characters had where they just looked kind of uncanny and wrong?
Yeah.
That's me. That's me walking right now.
So I think this truck takes me back to building 1, right?
I think there is a truck that will, yes.
Because I'm supposed to go save his daughter back in Building 1.
Through the power of backtracking.
Oh my god. So you're going to find out Metal Gear series is all about some backtracking.
That's not annoying at all.
No.
It's good gameplay. It's so fun that I hope they make 7 of these games.
They do make a lot of them.
What? That's classy.
They might. I was trying to remember how many, and there are PSP versions, you know? Let me think. There's 1, 2, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's at least 11.
Oh, God, that just gave me chills.
Feels good, right? We're not going to do all 11. So this dude told me that his stupid daughter is in basement 1 of building, or basement of building 1, I think he said.
Yeah.
All right, we're back
She's
in building
in basement
1.
1 of building 3 on platform A. You have to go on the 2nd Tuesday of the 4th month in the 8th year of our Lord.
So Kojima does do weird shit with the system clock. Like, there's a, well, I don't know if I want to save it until the game when we play it, because we'll get there eventually. You'll forget by then, and anyone who watches, you already know, I'm sure. This is Big Boss. The mission is infiltrate. See, look, he's senile. I'm back in building 1. I'm trying to find his stupid daughter, Amelia.
Okay. Now you're back in building 1. Let me help you.
What are you gonna use that guide? That worthless, worthless guide.
It says this section is pretty short and somewhat easy.
Oh, is it? Okay, what is it?
So you haven't fought with the bad guys yet, so...
The bad guys?
The Arnolds, the 2 big...
I killed them.
You did? When
Yeah.
did that happen?
Earlier, where were you?
I don't know. I totally missed that happen. So did
I think
give
Ben
you
muted
information?
Ben, you're muted?
No.
Maybe in Google Meet?
I can't mute myself.
He can't hear you. I'm not hearing you on here either. Having some technical difficulties, everybody. He's telling me it's easy, barely an inconvenience, and he's looking up this. Ah, we were on the 1st floor. This is to the basement. We're getting there. Oh no, really? Well, just. Oh shit. Well, Ben's gonna be silent the first, 3 episodes of this.
Oh no. Is this a next time on Gamer Flavor situation?
Are we? Has it been enough time?
Well, I mean, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me see. We'll pick this up. We got the body armor, and we'll find Amelia on the next episode of Gamer Flavor. Yeah.